Saturday is the beginning of day 8, day 9. So welcome to day 9 of Hong Kong 2016. I've been doing daily vlogging, but I haven't even posted one yet. Just because we've been so busy shooting. I actually got a little bit sick yesterday because I was so tired. Got home early, just ate just a little bit of food and I slept for like 11 hours. So I feel a lot better today. It's gonna be a pretty easygoing day. Ryan, my videographer, he's leaving tomorrow, so we're gonna just close up some videos today and then let him go shop and relax. So I extended my stay for another week, and then we will all right, I'm in the courtyard. This is day 9, I think, right? And Ryan, you're leaving tomorrow?
I leave tomorrow, yes.
I'm like, just focus myself. You're leaving tomorrow, so this is going to be sort of a close-up of, we're going to be closing up a lot of our videos.
Yep.
Camera here is already rolling, and it's a good way of testing. So after I finish doing this vlog entry, then I'll make sure that's tested. But we're going to be doing what's in your bag, which I think is interesting because you came along. I mean, last year was camera girl, and what's in her bag would have been my bag because it was my camera. But this is your, I mean, you do this for a living, so this is an important part of you know, your tool set.
Yeah.
And so let's we'll start that. Watch the video that shows this. This is just my vlog. So we just finished shooting a video with Ryan. What's in your bag? And just tired. I actually didn't feel well last night after shooting the Michael Canon event, and so I decided to head back early yesterday and then rest. And this morning I felt a little bit better. Ryan took off from Bangkok. I'm probably gonna join him now. I'm just gonna go pick up my. I had some dry cleaning, some laundry done here. Can you see that? All right, it's day 10. Ryan is leaving today. I'm not very good at this vlogging thing. I don't really know how I'm going to paste this all together. But we're just off to, back to man, the wind's really strong. Back to the Quarry Bay area. There's a film festival, and we want to check out some of the pictures, and really the architecture is pretty cool there. So I'm on the first ferry crossing over from, well, they say Kowloon City, so it's the Kowloon City side over to North Point on Hong Kong Island. I'm here with Ryan. And he is eating
plain bread from the bakery because it's fantastic.
He has this weird passion for plain bread, and we've been debating about, he likes plain cereal, what I mean plain bread, I mean like he bought loaves of brown bread with nothing either in it or on it. It's just straight brown bread. So anyways, should we do an entire episode vlog on the, see, that's just crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna have to cut this down because I'm talking about absolutely nothing. Maybe I should like show something photo worthy. So this is the XT2 that I've been shooting with since I've been here in Hong Kong, and I have the 10 to 24, which is like great for architectural. I did bring the 18 to 55 as well for videos. On the video that I shot with Michael Canon, I find that even with this zoomed out, it has a funny distortion that I don't like. So I bought this, the 10-24, the 18-55, and 35 f2. So I ended up bringing 3 lenses with this, which I really didn't want to do because I was trying to be all like, I'm gonna be minimalist and I'm not gonna bring things that I don't need, and I'm gonna be the ambassador of like, don't carry so much gear. And so I have the Canon G7X Mark II, I have the Leica MA with the 35 Summilux, I have this body and 3 lenses, and I have my iPhone, the EF18 bit play lens, and I also brought, which I've never mentioned, but anyways, I'm rambling. It's almost 5 minutes now, and you are, Ryan, you're pretty much, no, there's what's in the other hand. There you go. So 4 months later, halfway across the bay, and we'll check in a little bit later. All right, we finally got to the exit part of the exhibition that I really I was here before, but for a very short time, and now I'm back again with Ryan because this is what I was telling him that we have to see. It is the Howe Exhibit, and he is often referred to as the Cartier-Bresson of Asia. He was a kid. I came from Shanghai, I think in the 1940s. Most of these pictures were taken in the 1950s and 60s, and he was just a kid. He went on to become kind of a filmmaker, but his images from early on was just this raw expression of his eye. He had a really good eye. So here I'm gonna just turn this around, and one of the things is being able to see it. Now, from what I remember, what Sarah said from the Blue Lotus Gallery is that these are original prints. These aren't remakes. I could be wrong. I'll have to research that, but these are you know, basically there's nothing between the negative and the print. This is really what he you know, this isn't in a book format or anything like that, so it's nice to be able to see, like, get really close and seeing the strengths and the weaknesses of shooting film. So this one here is called Her Study, shot in 1963, and you could just do the math of when Fan Ho was born. And this one is kind of funny. It's in a dark spot of the gallery here, but it's this is from 1955, so this would have been one of his earlier pictures. He probably would have been just a little bit older than these kids. Maybe not a little bit older, but you know, he would have been in his teens. And this is called Young Musketeers, 1955. And I just kind of like the expression on these kids' faces. It's in the shadow here, so I mean, this camera is doing really well gaining up, but I wish it was better lit, like this picture here called The Forbearance, taken in 1959, so it's a little bit older here. And these three children sitting in front of a meat shop here in Hong Kong somewhere. And just like the expression of these kids, it's just beautiful. I really like. It's almost like there's a bit of a sepia. It could be just because this is an old print that it's starting to have that sepia look. But there's a bit of brown, a little bit of brown in these prints. But getting up really close, you just see these probably were taken on a Rolleiflex in a medium format. And so you can see the detail you can get. These are printed to about a 16 by 20. And I'm gonna just kind of go through these prints here. This one here is called Waiting for Mom, 1959. This one, Renting to Read, 1961. I like this one here, Children's Paradise, 1959, because he caught these kids just kind of off the ground there. And then here's Grandma over here looking back at Fan Ho as he's taking this picture. This is a fantastic picture here. This one here, Multifunction Staircase, 1961. There's so much going on this year. I'm gonna back off here. There's so much going on in this print. There's a lot of detail, but you could tell it was a slower exposure because it's this lady here in the top left that is a little bit blurry. And there's a lady down here doing some ironing, and probably that's her child sitting next to her there. And then there's a bit of a slide here, and all these kids are taking turns sliding down, and behind this pole is a bit hidden. You don't know what the next kid that's coming down. And then over here is an old man. Maybe he's doing shoe repair or some kind of a craft. But it's a very busy scene, but fantastic picture. Fantastic. A young mother. I like this image. I like how 3/4 of the image is just framed by this box of this canopy, and then you see these beams of light kind of coming in from here, and then there's that man there kind of in the shadows coming through. But this is a fantastic picture, 1960. Life Begins Here, 1958. So another picture when Fan Ho was quite young. He would have taken this. And this is boy here just looking on. His sense of timing, Fan Ho, was just amazing. You know, he was right at the right place at the right time. Probably spent a lot of time just sort of observing and watching. And this title, this one's called Life Begins Here, 1958.
Here's the final picture. It would have been an earlier picture. You could see that it's not as strong as some of the other ones. 1954 Under the Lion Rock. This picture here is a vertical orientation, but if this was taken with the Rolleiflex, from what I remember, this would have been aggressively cropped vertically. But if you look carefully here, there's a lot happening here. I like the shadows and the leg positioning of this boy. It helps to frame the bottom half of the image. And here's this lady talking to this other lady here, and then with the little girl. So even if you crop in tight like this, I mean, that's a beautiful shot right there. And then you back off, beautiful. And then to me, the top half doesn't do a lot for me. It's kind of messy and there's a lot happening. The exposure seems a bit off. But overall, the picture is fantastic. I mean, you're just kind of drawn into the bottom here like that. We just finished walking through the photo, what do they call it, the 4th Hong Kong International Photo Festival. And for me, really the highlight was seeing Fan Ho's work, or Ho Fan. You can see behind me here, this is the print that I kind of was really enjoying. So I was just kind of crouched down and finish off over here. But yeah, it's a great photo exhibit. If you're in Hong Kong, come check it out. It's here till November, and it's great to be able to see up close Fan Ho's prints from negative straight to print. These aren't reproductions. And thank you, Blue Lotus Gallery, for being able to share some of his pictures. And if you have a chance, go to Blue Lotus Gallery and be able to look at the pictures. They're in the middle of transitioning, so I was supposed to have an interview with them, but I ended up not being able to. But maybe next time I will, and be able to see more of Fan Ho's work. So Ryan and I are now going to wander through this Quarry Bay area and take some pictures, and then eat at Fairwood for lunch. And then Ryan's going to take off soon, so it's noon. And so we're going to get ready to rock the Casbah, take some amazing pictures. And I mean, around us is just crazy. Ryan, it's cray-cray here, right? It's the cray-cray, the architecture above us, behind us, around here. So we're gonna get some great shots. So let's get going. So I'm on the ground level of One Island East building. It's a crazy building. It just keeps on going up and up and up. And this is where Shriro, the exclusive distributor for Hasselblad Asia is. This is the area that Ryan and I wanted to come back. Other than the art show, is because of the building, the juxtaposition between old and new, and some of these older apartment buildings that are behind me here, and how they're sort of next to, I mean, look, they just kind of go on. And a lot of them are, and there's a cool factory building just in behind us over here, an old factory building. And so I just kind of wanted to, one of the projects I'm working on is buildings for an article that I'm working on for Fuji Love. So look forward to that. Fuji Love magazine for October. I think I was promised a cover. So because of that, I wanted to take advantage of the fact that I'm in Hong Kong. So I am going to be searching around with the Fujifilm X-T2 and the X-T2 and the 10-24, as I showed before, for doing these type of building type pictures. You don't need this lens. I find sometimes that at 10 it's a little bit too wide, but for certain shots, especially in Hong Kong, the buildings are so tightly together that it is nice to have that 10. Although if I wanted to keep light, and you can crop if you had to, but if I was going to bring 3 primes for this project, I would have taken the 14 f2.8 because it's slightly wider than the 16 and I don't need the speed. And then I would take the 35 f2 for compactness, fast AF, and reasonable depth, like shallow depth of field. And so I am in Quarry Bay, and I'm taking pictures in these narrow alleyways, and you can sort of see how basically it's like I could touch both sides of the alley. And if you look up, you can sort of see
kind of the, just like pick a good little corner here, but I mean, it's very narrow, and then there's like little offshoots here, and then when you look up, you're just, you know, I'm doing a lot of building shots in these alleys, and so Hong Kong is full of them. There's not just this one alley, but I'm always hunting around looking for the best alleys to take pictures of when I'm here, and I'm just kind of walking through, seeing what I can see here. Yeah, and then there's just so many interesting things to take pictures of. And so, yeah, so I'm taking pictures with the X-T2 and the 10-24, as well as with my iPhone and the BitPlay EF18 lens. And everyone that sees me doing what I'm doing here thinks I'm crazy because they're all staring at me wondering what I'm doing here. First of all, talking to myself using the G7X Mark II, as well as looking up at things that after they pass me, I look, and I notice they're also looking, wondering what on earth I'm doing. So yeah, so I'm continuing walking through these smaller back streets, and as you can see behind me here, there's some pretty amazing older looking buildings that you can just kind of, you know, can you see that? You can look up and sort of take these kind of. All right, so I just put Ryan on a cab on the way back to Vancouver, so I dropped off one Asian guy, and now I picked up another Asian guy, and sort of homage to him, not really, because you know what, I always wear this hat, but I'm wearing my revolver cap, which even Michael Kenna asked me, hey, that's a cool cap, what's the R for? And I'm like, it's the coffee shop in Vancouver, you have to come up, because Michael Kenna lives in Seattle. So I invited Michael Kenna to come to Vancouver, let's see if he will. But who do we have here in Hong Kong? Is we have Tommy.
Hello.
How's it going, Tommy?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I know, it's kind of weird, right? Because
Yeah,
like you're talking this way and then you're talking to me. So Tommy, you were the manager at Revolver when I was spending way too much time there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter what kind of, you know, you're too tall. So we are actually just hanging out here on Kings Road by Quarry Bay. And Tommy, you were there for all of it. All the stuff, like the Leica Academy,
All the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff when Eric Kin came, all the Fuji events that we had there.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it was over, you just left, you fled the country.
Yeah.
And where did you flee to?
I went to Australia.
Yeah?
Went to Melbourne. Tuesday.
So what brings you to Hong Kong?
Hong Kong.
Oh, very good, very good. So you were in Australia for 2 years?
Just 1 year.
Oh, was it really just a year? And then you went to Australia, and then now you're here, home base. And what cameras do you have
Right now it's
here?
M6.
Oh, beautiful.
But also have a
And that's a TTL M6.
yeah M6 detail.
And then
M2.
M2, beautiful. Which do you like shooting with more?
M2.
M2?
Yeah.
Why do you like shooting with M2?
Brighter viewfinder.
Yeah.
How it sounds.
Is the magnification the same between the?
This one is different. The viewfinder on this I prefer just because it's a 0.72 rather than this one's a 0.85. It's better for 50.
Yes.
So I'm using a 35 on it.
Yeah.
It's brighter on this one, less complicated. The lines are a little bit cleaner.
Cleaner, yeah.
Yeah, there's less clutter.
But then the M3 is a bit too tight, right? Because I mean, you
For
only go
50,
50.
it's fine.
For 50 is fine. But if you want to shoot 35, 28,
Yeah, I shoot
it's a
both.
separate viewfinder. Okay, very good. Well, I feel bad because I left the MA, but we should go shooting Leica this week sometime.
We just shoot regardless.
No. Well, I'm carrying so many. I'm carrying so many cameras, and I just told you that Hasselblad's going to loan me one of their cameras to shoot the digital cameras.
Yeah.
So let's go to Central. I gotta go pick up some negatives that I got developed, and then we'll just keep on talking. All right. Talk to you soon.